What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are trying out Pokkerito. That's backwards, but oh well. Pokkerito is a restaurant that combines burritos and poke bowls, as per the name. Today we will be trying 3 different things. One is one of their actual Pokkeritos, and then we also got the miso soup, and we also got their tiramisu, but that's in a fridge because it's cold. I don't want it to thaw completely. So Pokkerito was a restaurant that started in Vancouver. It's a restaurant that tries to bring together 2 different types of food, as per the name, of course. But one thing they do strive for is healthy ingredients, and that is something that will be very visibly obvious within the actual Pokkerito. Yeah, they like to use healthy ingredients, and they're really trying to blend together flavors and bring new flavors to life. They also work with the customer, and they have their own like make your own Pokkerito type of thing. So when you go there, you can say, I want this protein with these vegetables and this and this, and you can allows you to be creative and make your own flavors too, which I think is a good experience for the customer. That is always important too. But for me, I just picked one of their standard ones. I picked the Northshore Pokkerito. But first off, we're gonna try the miso soup. So here is the miso soup. Take off the lid. So I got this on my way home from school today. So it's not the warmest possible it could be. I'll just show you guys. This is what it looks like. So it's still pretty warm. It's got these. Can't see if you can tell there. Yeah, that's a bit better. So it's not extremely hot. It's just kind of warm, but let's try it. Although not perfectly hot, that's okay. It is still warm, and it's got some great flavor to it. Of course, it's a bit salty, just like any other miso soup, but this one's actually got a bit of a sweeter tinge to it. It's quite nice, and the salt adds a good amount to it. It is a very nice salt. It's not overly salty. And there is, I'm trying to get rid of the liquid here. There's some greens in there, as well as these rings that I did show. And they add that solid, a little bit of, not exactly crunch, but something to squish down on it. It's quite nice. I think it's a very nice side, kind of appetizer to the actual Pokkeritos, because one, it's a liquid with a bit more of a salty flavor, while the actual Pokkerito might be a bit more vegetably. I don't know how to explain it exactly, but you won't get as much of like a salty kind of flavor to it, and I think it combines very nicely. So overall, for our side portion of this, I'm gonna have to give this one an 8 out of 10. It plays its role perfectly. It does exactly what it's supposed to. It sits as a side and lifts up the main dish, and it is quite good on its own. It's got great flavor. It adds the perfect amount of salt. It's very nice. So 8 out of 10. Now on to the main, the Pokkerito. How they do this, I was watching. They roll it as if it's sushi. It's a lot thicker than a normal sushi roll though. And then they wrap it, cut it down the middle, and then wrap it again. So we're gonna open this up. So here we go. Here is our Northshore Pokkerito. I'll try to describe what's in here for you. You could see these little orange bulbs here. That is some caviar. Then this chunk here, this is a piece of tuna. We have some artificial crab meat. You can see the rice on the outside like this, as well as seaweed wrap. And then there's some lettuce in here, some cucumber. And then it's hard to tell, but there's some sauce in here. I think it's a mayonnaise style sauce. So I've torn away some of this paper. It is a little awkward to eat, but we'll have a bite. We're instantly hit with a lot of the taste of fresh vegetables. The one that sticks out to me will be the cucumber. It's very juicy. and it instantly, you can tell it's cucumber when you bite into it. The lettuce here is also very nice. It adds that little crunch to it. The tuna is also very nice. Smells very nice too. It does have a bit of a seafood style taste, but that is, of course, if you like it, then you will like this. We're gonna have another bite because this has lots of flavors to it, lots to dissect. So this time around, I got a bit more into that artificial crab meat, as well as, I'll pick this out for you. There is some radish in here that you can see, and that is perfect, I think, for this. From a very healthy standpoint, then you get that twinge of the radish. It adds a little bit to it. It supports the whole thing and adds that extra kick of flavor from that, instead of it just being that mainline vegetable kind of flavor. And again, with the crab meat, it does something very similar. It adds a sweetness kind of aspect to it, which is also very nice. So here I can see, it's kind of hard to tell, right in there, that little green spot right there. Kind of see it there now. That right there, there's some caviar on top. There's an edamame bean in there, and it's very nice. It's very soft, and it does add a surprising amount of flavor. It's a very nice edamame bean, and I do like edamame beans quite a lot myself, and I think it does fit perfectly into this Pokkerito. This Pokkerito in general does very good at blending itself together. All the aspects fit with each other, and they all work each other out. And one thing I also have said before, this isn't very salty, but then if you go ahead and take your miso soup and you're working with them together and eating them at the same time, it works perfectly. You get all the nice flavors. It's a very nice combination. And one more thing, these little caviar all throughout it, they're very small. You might think they're not noticeable. They do add the slightest little pop once in a while. They have a unique flavor to them. They're very quite nice, and they do add quite a bit to this, even though they're quite small. It's very nice. And I do want to mention there's a sauce in here. I'm not entirely sure what it was. It's a mayonnaise style sauce. It is nice. It kind of holds the whole thing together. It helps it all stay in one piece, because as you can see, it's a lot of ingredients. It's hard for them not to explode a bit. It has a little bit already. But the mayonnaise is nice. It adds a kind of solid flavor like this. Then all of the little things can work off of it. And it's very nice. Yeah, I use those edamames. It's a bit more clear now. So this is the Pokkerito Northshore. We'll eat the rest later, but we will move on to the tiramisu, not after the rating at least. So this Pokkerito wrap, it's very hard to put down. It's very nice. It's healthy too. All the ingredients are freshly prepared from what I saw in the restaurant. It looks very healthy too. The artificial crab meat, maybe not so much, but the rest of it is very nice. I quite like it a lot. All of the flavors blend together very well. It is very hard to give this anything less than an 8 out of 10. So matching the miso soup, these both are at 8 out of 10 so far. And so this next one, I had to go get the tiramisu out of the freezer. I have not ever had this before. This is new to me. I've heard of it, so I'm very curious to learn what it is like. You can see there, it looks to me almost like an ice cream style of thing, but of course there's more flavors in there. So on top here, it's got some sort of cocoa powder. I'm not incredibly sure, but there are the ingredients in here. It's gonna be backwards for you, but mascarpone, I'll have to search that up. Whipping cream, sugar, egg yolk, ladyfinger, which contains wheat flour and sugars. There's also eggs, sodium bicarbonate, ammonium bicarbonate, natural flavorings, espresso, Kahlua, and cocoa powder. So I'm guessing this is like a cocoa powder. Looks to me like a vanilla style ice cream. I'm not sure if it's exactly ice cream. I imagine it's something different. And then these look like they could have something to do with coffee. Well, there's no better way to learn about it than to try it. So we will do that now. I searched up the mascarpone. It is a style of Italian cream cheese. It was very nice. I think I did taste that kind of style of cream cheese. and that is adding in even another kind of culture food to their restaurant. They've got a couple going now, and I think they all work quite well together. And so this soft style cream that you get from this really works well with the miso soup and the Pokkerito, just because they all vary so differently that they're all able to get a piece of that flavor wheel. It's able to take in everything. You're getting a little bit of the miso soup, the saltiness from that, all the vegetable style things like the cucumber and the lettuce, the tuna, the caviar, the edamame from the Pokkerito. And this, you get a soft style cream that is a bit more sugary. You get some chocolate in there, and then we're gonna try to work our way down to this. I'm guessing it is something to do with coffee. So right here we have a little pathway, so we're gonna try some of this. So yeah, it is taste like coffee, but surprising thing for me at least, it isn't like the ice cream. It's not a cream cheese, it's not that kind of cream. It's actually more like cake. It's hard to tell here. It's more like a cake style of thing, and it works very well. It's like you're eating a cake and ice cream together. It works very well. It's all great flavors together. This is very well put together. So for someone who's never had tiramisu, I do quite like it. I'm not the expert on it, I can't say much, but from my own personal experience, this would be a 7 out of 10. It is a great tiramisu from what I know. I don't imagine they can get much better if it's just a vanilla kind of cream cheese style of thing with that coffee cake and the cocoa powder. It is simple, but it is effective. I like it quite a lot. So far our food ratings are 8 for the miso soup, 8 for the Pokkerito, and 7 for the tiramisu. This restaurant's quite nice. It has all sorts of flavors, all sorts of cultures to it. It is incredible food-wise so far. So now I want to talk a little bit about the service. The restaurant was quite nice to look at. They've got some nice visuals. One thing that I do want to say, their menu can be a little bit confusing, especially when going to order a Pokkerito. They offer bowls as well, and they don't market the whole Pokkerito thing as best as they can. They offer a lot of a bowl style thing instead. It covers their menu a lot, and it took me a second to figure out to ask for the bowl on the menu but in a Pokkerito form, if that makes sense, because that wasn't displayed on the menu, and I don't think I was doing something out of the ordinary because the restaurant attendee instantly knew what I was talking about. So that was a little confusing for me. But otherwise, the restaurant's very clean. The worker was very nice. Yeah. So yeah, the walls were very visual. There was no music in there. There was not really an ambience. The lights were quite bright, and it was just, it was kind of a bit more of a dull restaurant. The only thing that offered some help to that was maybe the walls. They had some nice photography of the food and just where they come from. That part was nice. So I would have to give the service a 7 out of 10. They don't necessarily do anything too wrong. It is a little confusing though, so I can't give it the best rating possible. There is a little bit more that they could work on, but that's okay. And then I want to go over overall how much I like the food. A big plus to this will be the tiramisu, because after never having tiramisu, I didn't know what to expect, and for it to have the effect on me that it did, I'm quite happy with that. The miso soup worked out well as the Pokkerito. Another great thing about it all is their synergy. They work very well together, as well as very well on their own. It is great food. The Pokkerito is very healthy on its own. The miso soup maybe is a little high in sodium. That's okay. It just have it in moderation. It is a pretty small portion regardless. And then the tiramisu, yeah, it's a dessert, but that's okay. The rest of it's very healthy. For my rating of how well I like the food, I'm gonna have to put it at an 8 out of 10. The Pokkerito and miso soup both got 8 out of 10, and the tiramisu got a 7. It was very nice. So altogether, they did great with the 8 out of 10. So in total, it comes out to 3 8s and 2 7s, so 38. It was quite nice. I did like it. I would definitely come back here. They do have some good specials too. I know on Tuesdays they're always offering on my way home. I see Pokkeritos are cheaper. It is a very nice place to go to. It's a very quick process. You don't have to wait long. They're very quick with it. It is great. So again, I said it's 3.8, so 3.8 stars out of 5. So this is very nice. I would recommend it to a friend, and this is a great restaurant. So thank you for listening to my second video. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.